Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. All of the cereal box characters, Tucan Sam, Tony the Tiger, Lucky, etc., enter a colosseum. Only one exits alive. Reddit, who is the ultimate serial killer? No contest, Lucky Charms. It's established canon in the GMCU, General Mills serial universe, that LC Leprechaun, yes that's his real name, gains extremely powerful abilities from the marshmallows in his cereal. Here is the full list of powers, but some highlights include the ability to bring things to life, hearts, invisibility, moons, and the ability to control time, hourglass, introduced in 2008. Up against essentially a god, I don't think the others stand a chance in hell. TL, Dr. Lucky the Leprechaun is Irish Theos. Irish Theos. Ha 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 ha. Our Theos should be the mascot for Rice Krispies, along with Snap Crackle and population control. This is tough. It could legitimately be a slaughter. Given the Leprechaun movie series, Lucky Charms could totally do some damage with that dirty Leprechaun magic. Count Chocula, Booberry, Frakeberry, Fruit Brute are all literal monsters. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch pieces literally take bites out of each other, so you know they don't give a fuck. Tony the Tiger is, well, a literal sentient fucking tiger, and a jacked one at that. Cookie Crisp is, what, a coyote? A wolf? Either way, see, Tony the Tiger. I'm not sure I want to go face to face with anyone who's fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. If someone gets that cuckoo over cereal, I don't see how they're not an unpredictable threat in combat. Same goes for Honeycomb. Snap, Crackle, and Pop have the numbers advantage, and, also, with names like that, I don't want them anywhere near my bones and spine. But my pick would have to go with Cap'n Crunch purely for the military arsenal he has access to. You misunderstood the amount and size of the Toast Crunches. It seems infinite amount, and they're tiny yet can eat each other with one bite. One good bite to the jugular of Tony while he's distracted, he's fucked. By bets on Mikey from Life cereal, he's got a shito of pent-up rage from his brother's pick eye on him. Or the honeycomb-mush thing, he's like jacked up on speed or something. Do you really want that thing going haywire? He looks like he's 60% fluff too. Or fuck, forgot about Rasai Brown's son, he's a goddamn sun in the sky dropping fuckigrasis. Uthig can touch him. One that will die the quickest is the Honey Nut Cheerios bee. If he does one stab, he's dead regardless if he even takes anyone out. Yeah, Sunny Sun is pretty hard to beat, but Quisp, being an alien with a spaceship, may have access to technology that could do the trick. The Raisin Bran Sun will incinerate them all. I loved his cameo in Super Mario Bros. 3. God, I hated that level. Isn't the Raisin Bran mascot an actual sun? Pretty sure he'd burn them all and finish with 2 scoops of ashes. How do you burn a ghost? I don't see any ghosts on the sun, do you? Cap'n Crunch has naval warfare at his disposal. Don't know how would that be used in an arena, though. They had naval battles in the Colosseum. Yep. It could be flooded and was large enough for several medium-sized warships to maneuver. Gary Grape Nut. The cereal broke everyone's teeth. Grape nuts are my favorite cereal because it reminds me of rocks, and I really like rocks. Dwayne the Grape Nut Johnson. I was going to say grape nuts because no one will go near them, at least not until they are soggy from all the bloodshed. Man, I used to put those fuckers in yogurt and actually really liked it. Powdered Toast Man. Quick. Cling tenaciously to my buttocks. YLFS Tell 1. Breakfast of the Gods is an entire webcomic based around this premise, sort of. It's more like a dark fantasy that happens to involve cereal mascots as the cast of characters. Tony the Tiger and Count Chocula are not to be fucked with, among others. I wish someone would do a webcomic series based on the fast food mafia picture that went around several years ago, where all of the mascots for the various fast food restaurants were mafia leaders. The original artist was planning to, but was found floating in Lake Michigan shortly after the publication. His girlfriend went to visit her family in the English countryside and hasn't been heard from since. His brother was killed in a freak industrial accident. His mother denies she ever had a son. Seems like someone was getting too close to the truth. I'm going with Captain Crunch. He could just crotchetize all of the other mascots and leave them in that alternate dimension for the rest of eternity. He's a big phony. He's wearing a commander's uniform, https://policy.com/2013/06/19. I swear to God, Commander Crunch sounds way cooler. The Applejacks BROs. They can work together, and give their enemies the stare of psychological erosion like in my childhood. Edit, Apple, you're lucky there's only one of me. Edit 2, those eyes. If you're picking based on numbers, then the Rice Krispies gang has it in the bag. Snap, crackle, pop. The Smurfs from Smurfberry Crunch could take them. Mr. T. I pity the fool who doesn't eat my cereal. I pity the fool who don't eat my cereal. Asterisk fixed that for ya. Also, 30 some odd years later, I still quote this. My money is on Tony the Tiger. Ah, he's just a big pussy cat. Maybe, but still tiger. WTF is a bird gonna do to him? Or a leprechaun? Tigers are 600-pound cats. A frog ain't gonna do shit. Unless there is some sort of Joe Exotic themed cereal out there. Quaker Oats guy. He's got God on his side. Isn't he a pacifist though? He might be, but his God sure isn't. I mean, Moses didn't literally hurt anyone during the plagues, he just asked God to do it for him. He's probably got a lot of pent-up rage from all the farm work and no jerk in it. Probably lucky because he's magic. Probably, since magic trumps all. Source, software developer. Count Chocula. Count Chocula better watch out for the Raisin Bran son. Bran Stoker. He's already dead and thus, the loser. Technically, he's undead. Well, right out of the gate, Cap'n Crunch is gonna shiv snap, crackle, and pop with his sword. Tucan Sam has a grudge against Cap'n Crunch though. The whole pirates enslaving parrots as pets thing doesn't sit too well with him, so he crushes Cap'n Crunch's head with his beak while the Cap'n is digging through Crackle's pockets for his wallet. On the other side of the arena, Tony the Tiger is fucking some shit up. He's already chowed down on tricks. Count Chocula commits suicide because he had issues to begin with. Nobody can catch Lucky though, because he's been practicing these escape maneuvers for years. However, a quick sting from Buzz is enough to trigger his anaphylaxis and he suffocates to death. The Flistoos crew rolls in and swats Buzz, then clubs Tony the Tiger to death. This leaves just Tucan Sam and the Flistoos left, so they thought. Even though Sugar Bear is dead, Sonny the Cuckoo Bird was hiding in his backpack Banjo-Kazooie style. He crushes up and snorts a line of Cocoa Puffs, rips out Tucan Sam's trachea, and severs the Flistoos' jugular veins. Sonny the Cuckoo Bird not only wins, but also incites a military coup to overthrow the government, and becomes a harsh yet benevolent ruler of his people as long as the weekly Cocoa Puff quota is met. /u/pinhead____Larry posted this response over a year ago, and it had been my favorite Askreddit answer ever. Until Mr. T busts down the door. That wolf from Cookie Crisp, he looks crazy and wears jeans. I like the difference between other answers and their tactical reasonings, and yours because jeans. Do you want to fuck with a wolf in jeans? I certainly don't. Please, Tony the Tiger could backhand the Cookie Crisp wolf into next week. My man Lucky from Lucky Charms will use magic to beat Tony. Tony has nothing against magic. You know, I was really writing this mascot off, but those are some bitchy jeans. Mr. Rogers in a blood-stained sweater. Ultimate showdown. Thanks for that. Mr. T used to have a cereal. If he came out of retirement and brought the entire fucking A-team with him, then it'd be a bloodbath. The Cocoa Puffs bird is legitimately crazy, it's his whole thing. I'm telling you now, Captain Crunch has probably seen a lot of combat. You activate his PTSD and he's probably going Rambo on all your asses. Guarantee Captain Crunch has seen no combat. Not even wearing a captain's uniform. He's a phony. That guy's a phony. He dodged the draft to start a cereal company. Flintstones, Fruity Pebbles, would win especially if they can tag in Bam Bam. Yeah, they ride in on dinosaurs. Honeycomb Guy. Definitely. That MF has no chill. Dig 'em. I refuse to use slang, it is dig them. Up and atom. Up and at ZEM. No, up and atom. Up and at ZEM. Settle down, Mort. If you've ever watched some Tibet, you know that Tony the Tiger is an unstoppable force of destruction that brings woe unto his enemies. He is a monstrosity. Okay, so this is how things played out in my wife's head. Alright, so all the serial mascots are captured and taken to a closed-roof colosseum. They are told that they are to fight to the death, and only the last mascot gets to leave. The mascots, being cutesy characters, are all in disbelief and don't know what to do. The first to act is Cap'n Crunch, which makes sense since he's a white sailor man. He immediately moves to smash the Honey Nut Cheerios bee between his hands. Buzz dies instantly. However, this backfires as all the bees in a 5-mile radius react to Buzz's pheromones and swarm the stadium and attack Cap'n Crunch. He is unable to escape them or fight them off and perishes. All of this causes chaos and the other mascots turn on each other. Tucan Sam immediately flies away to get some distance, but Count Chocula turns into a bat and chases him down. They have a prolonged aerial battle, but ultimately Count Chocula wins, as his fangs do more damage than Tucan Sam's beak. Tony the Tiger, being the most fit of the mascots, makes a break for the weapons rack and chooses a large mace. Frakeberry also attempted to make it to the weapons rack, but Tony the Tiger strikes him down in a single blow. Lucky the Leprechaun, knowing he's at a strength disadvantage, uses his magic charms to create smoke screens and other diversions, allowing him to throw off would-be attackers and find hiding places in the rainbows generated by his charms. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch pieces cannibalize each other until one is left, who is crushed in the chaos. Snap, Crackle and Pop attempt to gang up on Tony the Tiger, but his raw strength is too much for them. Meanwhile, Count Chocula has won his air battle with Tucan Sam, but as he's returning to the ground, he's caught by surprise and eaten by Sunny, the Cocoa Puffs mascot, who uses his chocolate body as a source of strength to enter his cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs state of mania. He attacks Tony the Tiger in a frenzy, knocking the mace out of his hands, and they brawl for what seems like an eternity, until the smoke clears and they are both found dead. Lucky the Leprechaun lives out of sheer ingenuity, magic, and a little bit of luck. Booberry elected not to participate on the grounds that he is already dead. He was excused from the brawl. Your wife has an excellent imagination.